Last week on Drenched, we flew into St. Martin where we set up shop on our new floating home, Sophisticated Lady. Then, after one of our crew members got deported, we went on an incredible 2-day rescue mission sail, did some awesome diving, saved the damsel in distress, and enjoyed a little bit of downtime before heading back to St. Martin so we could get back to work. With our rescue mission behind us, we pulled up the anchor and said goodbye to St. Kitts. We made our way towards the island of St. Eustatius for an overnight stopover, before continuing on to St. Martin the next morning. Only a day at sea, and you can see what effect this had on Jessie. Once we arrived back in St. Martin, we had a very big job ahead of us. We would be spending the next 6 weeks filming 11 commercials for a huge watersports company in St. Martin.
All right, we're ready.
Just a little bit of gear for the job. All right, kids, have a good day at the office.
I'm not gonna lie, most of it felt a lot more like play than work. We filmed day sails, sunset cruises, scuba diving, jet skis, snorkeling, dinghy tours, and more. And then, when the time came to film the ferry service that they offer to the neighboring island of St. Bart's, we were about to find out that for all the fun, smooth weeks of filming we'd had, we were bound to have one of those days where you just can't get your shit together.
So we're here working hard. Alcomania sent us here to do a little bit of a commercial for their ferry service, and they've sent us here to film what should be a pretty crazy airplane landing on world famous St. Jean Airport. So apparently the planes, they come right over the ocean and then they come down this hill and they have to land on this very short runway. So we're just sitting at the side of the road, waiting patiently.
We're gonna jump!
Alright, so you viewers at home, this is what work looks like. We are on Shell Beach, and I'm trying to make it look like Jordan is relaxing, enjoying a nice white wine.
It's warm.
Okay, sip it.
We ordered this wine so we could film it for the commercial. I don't really like white wine, but I thought it would look nicer for a beach shot. And then it started raining, so we had to wait to come out here to get the shot. So now it's warm white wine, the cheapest one off the menu because everything here is so expensive. And now that the shot is done, I'm just gonna pound this drink to get it over with.
Classy broad, huh?
I'm a lady. Can't do it.
Aw, you talked a mean game.
I can't chug
I'm
this
zooming
one.
in. Let's do it.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
I wanna do it. Ready?
You can do it?
Go!
Oh,
Nasty.
lady. Lady.
Cheers, St. Bart's.
Just so you guys know, that was like a $12 glass of wine too. Well, they gave us all sorts of stuff that we're supposed to film, including a lot of high-end retail stores, Louis Vuitton, things like that. The only issue is that this entire town shuts down from 1 to 3:30.
We knew it, we knew that, but it started to get sunny and that was our only chance to go get the aerials that we needed. So we left town to go get the aerials.
So
then we came back and we missed it.
With the clock ticking to make it back to the ferry, we wandered around town, taking ample breaks to pet the cute French kitties and trying to gather all the footage that we needed from our shot list until it was time to hop on the ferry back to St. Martin. Luckily, after a bit of an awkward and rough day, our assignment for the next day would turn out to be one of the highlights of our entire trip to the Caribbean. St. Bart's was beautiful, but it wasn't really our scene. Now Saba, on the other hand, is one of the coolest places we've ever been. The island is littered with breathtaking hikes, dramatic volcanic landscapes, and most importantly, some of the most exciting and diverse scuba diving in the entire Caribbean.
All right, we're here with Michael from Saba. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Yeah. What's your favorite part about diving in Saba? What makes it special and amazing?
Oh man, you can expect to see anything in the water when you're here. I always say to people, if you live in Saba or live on Saba for a long enough time, if it's in the Caribbean, you're gonna see it.
Oh, cool. What's the most crazy thing you've ever seen in diving here?
Whale sharks, obviously.
We jumped in for our first dive, and we were instantly blown away by the underwater world here. The site was a magical mixture of stunning volcanic topography, colorful patches of sponge and reef, and a dazzling collection of bizarre macro life. We were in scuba heaven. Since we had to come over in the ferry to film it for the commercial, Rick and the gang decided to sail over and see what this magical island was all about. In all Rick's years in the Caribbean, this was one of the few islands he had never been to, so it was an opportunity he could not pass up. Our first mission, once everyone had arrived, was to check out this bad boy right here, the ladder. Prior to the existence of any roads on the island, Sabans would haul goods and supplies on their backs up these steep winding steps. We had a go at these steps, and even without any cargo, we were huffing and puffing.
Get your cardio today?
Yeah. Not the way I wanted it.
Now imagine having 100 pounds on your head. That's how the Sabans do.
Oh, I was just about to say the exact same thing. Crazy.
That is how the Sabans
Get it, girl.
Your own
When in Rome.
100 pounds on your head.
Go down there and get a barrel of rum, put it on your head, and walk up here.
How do you feel? She's dying.
What?
She's dying.
Rick had cut his foot just before leaving St. Martin, so he and Sasha stayed behind as we took off with our new friend Peter, who was kind enough to play tour guide for us and take us on some of Saba's most scenic hikes.
My name is Peter. born and raised on Saba, and my people have been on Saba for a long time. My father, he's big on genealogy, and we've sort of traced it back 11 generations. Really, this rock is a big part of who I am, and I really love it.
Well, let's, you ready to go hiking?
Yeah, let's go hike.
All right, let's do it.
But the animals here are pretty harmless.
Right. There's a introduced sort of feral goat population.
Yeah, saw some of those.
Which is more annoying than anything. But really, it's a bird island. So a lot of really great bird species. They're like 60 in all, I think.
Wow, 60? Okay. Here's our sweaty, tired bunch of hikers.
Team Sweaty.
Team Sweaty. Oh, lizard.
He's called the Saban lizard, huh?
Malaria that's in them.
Oh, good.
But it's only between them, and it doesn't affect them. So one of the ideas that came from this research was that they might have cured malaria.
Extract the gene, they're malaria resistant gene.
Maybe.
So dating on the island.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Avoid. I don't know.
Because you're related to somebody pretty closely, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. A lot of them. Yeah. And it would have been a lot harder back then. There's this Iceland app that you can download to see if you're related to the person that you're dating. Because Iceland, same deal.
So you almost need to go off the island and bring somebody back unless you.
Yeah.
You're my sister. Yeah, I got you.
Literally.
These are good goats.
These are good goats.
You give these goats your seal of approval. Jesse approves these goats, everybody. Congratulations, goats! You've been approved.
Those udders are balls. Look at that.
Yeah, it's packing some heat. Get that chevra.
I had to take my glasses
My
off.
little
I was all
chevra.
This is what happens when you hike after drinking rum and sword fighting your captain.
What's your advice to kids out there?
My advice to kids out there is stay in school and don't be a pirate. Unless you're awesome like me. Because then you can drink rum and hike.
Nate, what's that?
That is an old archaeologic Saban house. This is where the Saban cavemen come from.
And there you have it, people. That
Also known
is
as very hairy men on Saba.
Spring Bay hike. It's a good one.
Tune in next time as our Saban adventure continues. We explore a bat cave, make some new underwater friends, and journey to the highest point in the Dutch kingdom.